don't blame the voters. I think, look, we could get into this discussion, but one, I think you're blaming the voters. I think that's a terrible idea. Look, I debated Professor Lichtman before. I told him his theories about the keys were absurd. I was right. He was wrong. I said he'd lose his keys.
No, you were
Couldn't
not
find
right,
them
and
before
I
the
was
election.
not wrong, and that's a cheap shot, and I won't stand for it.
Well, who won, brother?
You should not be
Who
taking
won?
cheap
Who
shots
won?
at me.
Who won?
You want to make your
You
point,
live
make your
in
point.
a total
Don't make it
world of
personal.
denial.
I read your own followers' comments, and they all trashed you, every one of them, and supported me.
Yeah,
so quiet with your personal attacks.
Yeah, come find out again.
Make whatever point you want. Don't
Look,
make it personal.
You don't know anything. You don't know anything.
You attacked me personally.
You're so deluded.
Oh, right. I've only been a professor for 51 years.
On this program, I've never been able to finish a thought.
How many books have you published? No, because you're personally attacking me again. Say whatever you want, but I'm not going to stand for personal
brother, you got it wrong.
Say
you were
whatever you want.
preposterously and stupidly wrong. So, okay, all right. Can I just finish a goddamn thought ever on this show?
No, not if you're personally attacking. I admitted I was wrong. I don't need you to call me stupid.
Okay.
Can I just say, it's great to see you Democrats all getting along so well.
Who taught you manners?
It's lovely to see a post-election harmony as you all come together again.
We're just one right now.
Hey, Allan, you deserve a tall glass of shut-up juice, so can you just shut up for a second and let someone who knows what they're doing
You're so right, Piers. You're so right. We're so unified right now.
I will not sit here and stand for personal attacks, for blasphemy against me. You don't need to do that. You don't
blasphemy against you? Who the hell are you? Are you Jesus Christ, you loser? Okay, can I just give the correct answer for once?
Wait! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Yes! Yes! Oh, let me taste your tears, Scott. Your tears are so yummy and sweet.
Dude, I think it might be best for us to never piss Cartman off again.
Good call. Oh, the tears of unfathomable sadness. Yummy.
Just eat up those tears. Just eat them up. Holy smokes. I love it. What's going on, everybody? How we doing tonight? Sorry, I'm a little late. But that's all right. I had a long, busy night, but guys, so much good stuff going on. We're going to have a little fun tonight because I'm just in a good mood, and news, we're going to go over the news. The main thing I want to talk about tonight, though, is that they are just imploding. It's Libertyville, USA is imploding. Wokeville, USA is falling apart. They are cutting each other's throats. They are just at each other. They can't not stand what's happening, and anybody with the smallest bit of common sense in their party, like Cenk Uygur, who, God bless him, he was actually saying things that made sense tonight and today, and going on. I'm going to show you some stuff that's kind of blowing my mind with Cenk, but he was calling out the hack, Allan Lichtman, to his face, and he was blowing up. If you guys get the opportunity to watch that whole clip with Piers Morgan, that whole time, oh my God, it's fantastic. It's just one of the best things you're gonna see for a while. That entire hour and a half segment it's gorgeous. It's so beautiful. So you gotta watch it. These people are just going crazy. Trump is full bore, just throwing stuff out there, getting his cabinet out there. It's their brains are melting. They just can't handle it. I'm loving every second of it. Just give me those tears, just like Cartman, just drinking up the tears. It's beautiful. It feels liberating. It feels the vindication is just makes me want to dance. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna spare you guys. But it feels unbelievable, unbelievably good these last 2 weeks, and we still haven't even gotten him in office yet. We're going to get 4 years of this minimum, and I think we're going to get 8 to 12 years of this. They are in such a pickle. They have no idea. They have no leadership. They're completely falling apart. They have no idea why they lost. They can't figure it out. These people are just so far gone. They drank their own Kool-Aid for so long. They went down so long. They've ruined their complete ability to even to recognize any of the issues in their own party. So I'm loving it. So we're going to go over some more of that today. Some of the things Trump's doing. I'm going to show you more and more examples of how how wokeism is just, it's like now that Trump won, everybody who is the majority of Americans who are against this nonsense are finally just feeling free to be themselves. And we're just going to have a good, fun, interesting show tonight. And glad you guys made it. So let me say hey to some peeps up in here. Hobbs, what's up, man? Numero uno, Vinman dos. And Troy, man, Polly V, what's going on? Pat Shagoya, Scott Volkovich, Alice Fordham, So Now Liquid Skittle. It's been a while. Good to see you, buddy. Frank Gonastagio, Bob Wren, Hero at Large, Drew Savala, Randy Atwell, Bruce Heitman, feeling great. Honey Badger, howdy. Donkey, what's up, buddy? Charlie Mack, Phil Haynes. Martin Lawrence says, Trump's going to reform the online learning industry. Best online education. Can I cover some stocks that could be that? If I come across them, sure. Randy Atwell, we're going to get out of there, but don't worry, Biden's going to get out of there before World War III. We're not going to fall into World War III. I talked about that last night. Nothing really changed today, so I don't think we're going to see too much. Joe Scarpazza, Agent Orange, what's up? Katie Cat with the 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Katie, for the donation. Corey Jones, now a member. Mantan, TR, Dave B, and Greg Mason, welcome to the membership. You now can join the Discord and get the extra members content. What's up, Gretchen? Good to see you. Hope you're well. Country Computers, Looney Bin. Here we come. Here, I think Gates is going to get in. I showed you guys last night how Gates is going to push on that. So I don't know anything about nerdy Roblox. Sorry. Mark Max, yeah, you're not getting a dance from me, buddy. maybe if I got a really big donation or something, then I might have to do it. But we'll yeah, you're gonna have to push. John Cox says 14th key is Alan Lichtman stupid and the other 13 keys are mute. Alan Lichtman is a total hack. He's not stupid because he's pulled off this grift now on the elections for 30 years. For 30 years, he's had the liberals singing his song, what a genius he is. He's pulled off this charade for 30 plus years. He's got a good gig going. He gets called on all the shows, CNN, MSNBC. He's probably been on Fox News. He's not stupid. He's a great grifter, but his keys are nonsense. They just are complete nonsense. Susan Burns, what's up? So happy Trump's going to have schools teach real education, not gender types languages. Amen. Frankie S., what's up? Donkey, did I see Trump's going to issue press credentials? Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about that. Don't worry. Did Rosie O'Donnell melt down? A lot of people melted down over Mika Brzezinski and JoJo going over to Trump and kissing the ring. Yeah, that's been a great time as well. I know Kamal's leading the early Dem poll. There's so much. There's just so much. It's unbelievable. Ace for the podcast press corps. I thought about that today. I don't think I'd be able, but that would be amazing. Dr. Oz in charge of Medicare, Medicaid TV show, Doctor Unqualified. Did I see the Finger interview? I haven't had to get able to watch it yet, but I've heard highlights. We'll talk about Finger towards the end here. What's up, Brett? Electroshock therapy for 10 minutes of The View. Why would you watch The View? That's terrible. Trump is going to change education. It's going to be awesome. Mag Avengers. I like that, Brett. I like that. Let's see. Yeah, Teresa Goody Guillen to lead SEC. I heard that. That would be pretty awesome. She is a crypto lawyer, so what to do the one? Deep F in Value says Trump spoke about education being the next hurdle team to be assembled. It's coming. He announced his education secretary tonight, but I didn't look at it. I got to look her up and see. I don't know anything about her yet. So it is like we're watching a movie in some ways, isn't it? Check this out. I mean, we're just going to go through hodgepodge of stuff tonight, guys, but I want to show you some of the things I'm seeing. It's pretty much all good today. All good. Biden didn't let them launch any more missiles. Putin signed off on nukes being used if they keep getting attacked. It's not going to happen. But that's, a little scary, obviously. But other than that, I mean, today's just been a good day of news. And right here, The Harvard-Harris poll, which is a liberal poll, has to print this, that currently President-elect Donald Trump is plus 14 in his approval already. He's winning, and it's just moving forward already. And you know that's driving them nuts. We have Republican already getting up there and mocking wokeness, which it's okay to do now. There's no fear anymore. There's no hiding anymore. Listen, this is hilarious.
Hi, I'm Steve Daines. My pronouns are Republican majority. I have a simple message for Chuck Schumer and for Bob Casey. It's over.
Beautiful. I mean, that's so funny.
Hi, I'm Steve Daines. My pronouns are Republican majority.
Guys, we gotta have fun. We've been through so much. This fight has been so hard. We still got other fights to go through, but hey, we gotta enjoy it while we can. Gotta take the victories while we can. And right now, it's time to still have fun. We're still in that fun mode. And we're gonna look back someday and realize this was the biggest win of our lifetimes. Trump's going to utilize online education for tutoring. That's awesome. Play the reporter scream begging Biden to talk to them. I didn't see that. You guys have to send me the link. I'll play it. Have I seen the AI music video about Trump, Kamala, Putin? I think I saw that, and I don't know if I can play it because the music, if it's the one I'm thinking of, the music is copyrighted. And I keep getting busted on my channel. I don't want to keep getting busted on my channel. It's not very fun. Trump today asked about Gates. They're just trying to force him to get rid of it, but Trump, he just gives two Fs right now.
Mr. President, are you reconsidering the nomination of Matt Gaetz?
No.
Mr. President.
He's just walking right off.
President, are you reconsidering the nomination of Matt Gaetz?
No.
No hesitation. Absolutely love it. What's that, Hobbs? You posted to my, let me see here. If you post it to my feed. All right, give me a second here. Let me pull this up. Discuss. Let's see. Hobbs, did you post it to my video feed? All right, hold up. Here it is. Is this new? All right, here we go. Wow. Didn't even look at her. It's crazy. It's crazy. Beautiful. I mean, listen, the press, they don't realize how little they matter anymore. They're just, it's going to take them a while to figure this out. But they, here, let me show you. Let's just pull this up now. Trump's going to give credentials to podcasters, YouTubers, and social media influencers as part of the White House briefing room. There it is. I mean, Trump is just, he's sending the death blow to the legacy media, the mainstream media. He's telling them, like, you guys are already fake news. I've been saying it for 8 years. This election proved that you no longer have influence. Nobody listens to you. Nobody cares. Your narratives don't drive anymore. X is taken over. X is the real news now. Nobody cares. You're done. I watched this long. I'm not going to play it. It's too long. But this long clip of Morning Joe this morning talking about how they don't have influence anymore. And they're laughing about it like it's a joke. I'm like, those are your jobs are disappearing. But Trump is going one step further. And he's not playing the games anymore, because for decades now, there's been this game with the legacy media where they were the arbitrators of our country. They were the ones who set the standards of what is good, what's not, how you act. Even if you're a president, even if you're a congressman, they were the ones who told you this is what a congressperson looks like. This is how they should act. This is how we do things. You go into the White House. We ask questions this way. This is how we run the room. All that. The media was king. At least they played kingmaker. They acted like they were king, and that's completely gone now. Media is completely independent now. Thanks God, and thank you to the internet. It's been building we just weren't organized enough yet. We didn't have the tools yet, but now we are the media. You guys, if you're tweeting, if you're posting stuff, you are the media. Even if you have a small following, there are people listening to you. You can grow. I mean, look at this. Like, I started this channel almost 2 years ago now, just messing around, talking about stocks, wanting to talk about things I want to talk about. And now I have 5,000 subscribers. And, I'm not big. I'm not pretending I'm this big deal. But you know what? That's 5,000 people who at least at some point check in and view what I'm talking about. And so if I've influenced, 100 people out of that 5,000, that's something. That's something. And we all are doing it now. It's amazing. And we're doing a better job than the people getting paid millions of dollars to do it. At least most of them. There's still the Tucker Carlsons and the Joe Rogans. They're amazing. But I'm talking about the legacy media. It's just, we're doing a better job than them getting the news out, spreading things. It's amazing to see. And this is very much what it used to be at the founding of our country, where when the founding fathers took over, when they were part of the war, the fighting against the British, taking, finding freedom, most of them had newsletters. A lot of them wrote anonymously. They don't talk about that now because they don't want you to realize like how kick-ass the founding fathers were back then, how intense things were, how this stuff got. They want us to feel like this is how it's always been. No, it hasn't always been this way. It hasn't always been centralized. It hasn't always been mainstream. There was no such thing as mainstream before. It used to all be independent. The New York Times at one point was independent back in the 1800s when it got started. It's like this stuff that we're going back. The internet has created an opportunity, and it's been around now for, at least to the general public, for about 30 years. It's taken us this long to learn how to utilize it correctly, and how to people had to grow up with it, so it became part of our regular lives, and how we communicate, how we use it. It's powerful. Print is dead for news now. It's absolutely dead. Nobody's going to print for news anymore. It's completely dead. You reprint now, you're reading nonfiction books or fiction, you read books. That's basically it. Magazines, like, who reads magazines anymore? Unless you're 55 and sitting on the bench at Barnes & Noble. You don't read magazines anymore. It's completely decentralizing everything. And the spread of information is one of the last things to come out. And one of the reasons was because it just wasn't mainstream yet. It wasn't accessible yet in a way that people trusted. The reason why is because at first you had to go for information. You had to go behind the scenes. You had to go into 4chan or the dark web, wherever, to really find stuff, because everything else was so editorialized. The beginning of the internet was great, the first 10 years. But then social media came in. They started editorializing everything. They started censoring everything. And we all went down into we can't trust everything mode. And we still kept looking to the mainstream media for a lot of our stuff. And then the growth of podcasts came out, and we started listening to more. People would go on deep dives of history. Still wasn't a lot of great news stuff unless you really found. But then X broke out everything, because it brought everybody that had been behind the scenes on Telegram, all these 4chans, whatever. It brought them up to the surface to they could be mainstream now. And it's just in the last 2 years, we're seeing it completely destroy the mainstream media. And this, I can't tell you guys how big a deal this is, because this right here, getting these people into the White House briefing room, allowing them in, credentialing them, giving them the same seats as Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, The Atlantic, whatever, New York Times, giving them the same seats as that is validating them. It's validating the new media. It's validating independent media. And what it's saying is that you guys are just as good, if not better, than those guys who've been running things for the last 70, 80 years. And it's huge. This is going to be to mainstream news and accepted news. I don't even know the right word for it, but it's going to be to this on a bigger level, just like X was when Elon took over. This is going to add an entirely new layer to this will make it so that people who still are stuck on just reading the New York Times, just reading Washington Post, Wall Street Journal, watching CNN, these people, all of a sudden, the middle people, the people who just weren't sure, they're not necessarily in the liberal bubble, but they also don't trust the internet. This will give credence to the new media in a way that's going to turn more and more people over here, which means we're just going to have more and more people awakening. We're going to have a more and more rightward tilt in this nation. It's incredible, guys. It's an incredible time to be alive right now. Is Trump coming to Scarborough's heir? Lies and deceit all the time? What do you mean, Pam? I don't get it. Randy, either Gates is approved for AG or DeSantis will appoint to replace Rubio on the Senate. Yeah, well, I showed you guys the other night. Trump has a plan to get Gates in for a minimum of a year, even if they don't approve him. He's going to get approved. They'll figure it out. Brandon Boyle, everyone had their own TV channel in Max Headroom. Huh. That's how the elite knew this coming. Interesting. Need to get rid of public broadcasting. Oh, yeah, there's no need for it anymore. It's ridiculous. You bought a motorcycle magazine at Barnes & Noble just today? You're 54? Didn't mean to call you out there, Jeffrey. But there's still some people. Randy, Whoopi Goldberg said Joe Biden should be appointed U.S. Surgeon General because she was a hell of a doctor. What? Is that real? That can't be real. Mad Max, for anyone interested, remember 2 years ago, Elon Musk was talking about possibilities making Dogecoin. Russell Crowe or Denzel? Dude, it's easy. Russell Crowe. I mean, come on. Denzel's a great actor, bigger star over the course of his career, better career, but Russell Crowe is Gladiator. You can't. There's no way. No way. Cronkite would be a shame, but you know what? Cronkite was also kind of, he was a liberal too. He liked controlling the narratives. And so, he was pretty left, guys. Cronkite believed he was the news. He really did. So he might have been ashamed at how brazenly open they are about stuff now, but there's so much stuff Cronkite hid from us too. So the song Scarborough failed by Simon & Garfunkel. Oh, okay. You think Trump will walk out to it? Denzel admitted he kissed a guy in his new movie. What? That doesn't sound like Denzel to me. Denzel's the same guy who had scenes with women in other movies where he afterwards, before it went to the theater, he decided, no, take them out. Like there's a scene in Man on Fire. He had a love scene with the wife in that movie, and he decided at the last minute he wasn't going to do it. Denzel doesn't like doing that kind of stuff, so that's interesting to me. I also heard that he's only doing this movie and a couple more, and he's retiring. So I don't know. Here's a big win. Trump's expected to name Howard Lutnick as Secretary of Commerce. Lutnick, one of the founding memories of Doge alongside Elon. He said America was great when we had no income tax. Helped rescue free speech by taking Rumble public. He big tariff guy. This guy is very anti-income tax. It's beautiful. I mean, let me play his speech real quick because this is another exciting pick by Trump. God, going from, well, he's not going to be Treasury Secretary, but still, Yellen and the current economic team to this is going to be very exciting.
When was America great. At the turn of the century, our economy was rocking. This is 1900, 125 years ago. We had no income tax. And all we had was tariffs.
That gets me excited.
All we had was tariffs. And we had so much money that we had the greatest businessmen of America get together to try to figure out how to spend it. That's who we were then. But then we had World War I and we had World War II. And we felt we had a duty.
We also created the Federal Reserve and the income tax in 1913, so I don't know why you skipped that.
To rebuild the rest of the world. So here's what we did. We took down our protection.
Anyways, you guys get it. Exciting stuff. This is I just haven't seen a miss yet. You know, I mean, I guess you could say that he pointed Rubio. Nobody like really wanted that. Rubio is a neocon, but you know what? It's like, I think he's going to be on a short leash, and he's got plans for Rubio. He's got a reason he put him there. He does. It's Trump. All his other picks are showing me that he's not doing anything just to give one to the establishment, anything like that. He's got plans and reasons for every single one of these picks. And this guy, obviously a huge crypto guy, huge decentralization guy. So again, as I've been saying, our economy goes down, it's going to be rebuilt on the way up by Trump and this team. And it's going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible. Denzel said the same-sex kiss was cut. Oh, so there's Denzel's power. He wasn't going to be seen kissing a dude. Haas saw an ex. Jay Leno rolled 60 feet down a hill, busted. Jay Leno? No, guys, that wasn't a good file. Poor Jay. That's terrible. Jekyll Island was our downfall. It's part of it. It's not the only thing. It's it's been a lot of eggs broken to make this nasty omelet that America is right now with our systems. But it definitely was a part of it, for sure. And I think Laura Trump is going to take Rubio's place. That's who I think DeSantis. No, Rick Scott came out and endorsed her. So, and Scott's got a lot of pull down in Florida. Rubio for dealing with South American countries and cultures. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Let me share this with you guys. This made me laugh today, too. Did you guys see when The View? They've been going after Gates, right? Talking about all his allegations. This is too funny. So they're forced to read a disclaimer so they don't get sued. The producers made them do this.
On screen. What about Gates? Sonny, you have a legal note.
I do have a legal note. Thank you, Whoopi. Matt Gates.
Look at the hate in her eyes. Look how angry she is that she has to do this. This is so funny. There's no emotion in this at all. It's pure just anger, seething anger that they had to do this.
Gates has long denied all allegations, calling the claims, quote, invented, and saying in a statement to ABC News that this false smear following a 3-year criminal investigation should be viewed with great skepticism, that DOJ investigation was closed with no charges being brought.
We'll be right back. On screen.
What about Gates? With no charges being brought.
No charges being brought. Has to end like that.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. We gotta go, Stu. We're so pissed off right now. Just absolutely beautiful. I wonder why they want to get rid of this guy. I wonder why they're bringing so many false allegations against him. Could it be that he wants to do all this?
And I don't care if it takes every second of our time and every ounce of our energy. We either get this government back on our side or we defund and get rid of, abolish the FBI, CDC, ATF, DOJ, every last one of them if they do not come to heel. And I love
this man. Gates. he gets in there, he's going to wreck some shop. It's going to be gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. Donkey, thank you for the $10 donation. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. In memory of Peanut the Squirrel and Lou, God bless them, R.I.P. Let's go X-Force. I love it. I love it. The MAG Avengers, X-Force. Let's go. Thank you, Donkey. I appreciate that very much. Very, very appreciated. Bram Boyle, I hope they never cancel The View. It's Liberal Tears Gold. Well, think about it. We get the next 4 years of Liberal Tears Gold at minimum as well with The View. And apparently they're going to try to force them to put some MAGA people on there. At least one. Can you imagine a MAGA chick being on with the rest of them? Oh, it's going to freak them out. It's going to be so beautiful. Vinman, Denzel didn't have anything to do with the cut. Jay's worth a $500 million elects not to do an Uber, taxi, or limo and walks down shortcut. I don't know, man. I don't know how this happens. Brett, oh my God, flashbacks from The View, more electroshock there. Hero, DeSantis has 2 years left as governor in Florida. Maybe he wants the Senate spot. I would not be surprised if DeSantis wants to become a senator after that. DeSantis has major long-term aspirations in government. I don't think he wants to do anything else but be in government. So DeSantis, he'll probably run in 28 primary, but let's be real. If Trump has as good a 4 years as I expect him to be, it's going to be J.D. Vance and nobody else is going to be able to catch him. DeSantis missed his chance. He really did. He never should have run in 2022 if he wanted to be president. And this year, 2022 is when he started, but he never should have run. Never should have run and challenged Trump because he probably honestly would have been the VP pick if he hadn't challenged Trump. Just being honest, and he would have been great. But he screwed himself, and I think he ruined forever his chance to be president. Because there's going to be too many people also that he's just not going to be able to rebuild trust with on the MAGA side. And that's rough. Trump made it clear he'd rather hang out with Dr. Oz in The View. It is interesting that he appointed Oz. I mean, listen, Oz is an interesting character. He's definitely a little too buddy-buddy with celebrities for my taste. But you know what? So is RFK's wife. It doesn't matter if you put him in the right positions. And if he's just in charge of health, I think that's an area where he can be fine. So, truth is as bitter as gall in their mouths. Amen. That's absolutely right. Big JR, what's up? Keith Az, what's up? Michael Tucker, Whoopi's lipstick looks like a smear from a black Sharpie. Oh, man. Music AI for what, Hobbs? Raul Havana, while Trump was working at McDonald's, Kamala was doing that's funny. A1A. Listen, DeSantis is very popular still. I'm not negating that. But the problem is that he crossed Trump at the wrong time when it was clear that people still wanted Trump. And so he lost some trust in the MAGA circles. They don't know if they can trust him completely anymore. And he missed his momentum. If he'd governed very strongly throughout this term and then come back with his record to primary in 2028 or accepted a VP nomination, it would have been so much better for him. His political instincts were terrible on that. But the reason they were is because DeSantis was approached by McConnell and Paul Ryan. And they said they didn't want Trump. And they thought, you know, this guy, we can control more. He'll play ball more as a Republican. We can get our Trump killer. And he's the most popular man in America right now after that 2022 election. And so they came to him. This has all been recorded. They came to DeSantis, said, we think you got this. You need to run. Trump's done. He's not going to be able to come back. There's too much baggage there. Trump cannot win. They convinced him to run, and he got buddy-buddy with Ken Griffin. Just a lot of stuff that, you know, I think DeSantis has been a wonderful governor. I love what he's done in Florida, but he has had some very poor choices when it's come to his relationships with people in power. And for me, that's enough for me. Listen, if he's your only choice, I'd vote for him versus any liberal. But I'm telling you, if it's between him and J.D. Vance, it's a no-brainer for me. It's J.D. Vance all the way. J.D. Vance is all in MAGA. I think he's got more charisma than DeSantis too. So Oh, you're talking to Vinman. Okay, Hobbs. Michael Anthony, which stocks are good since people say Trump going to help certain countries? Listen, Michael, I can't tell you that. I don't know. There's stories on it. You can go read them. Watch other people. Listen, I know some people still come here for stocks and market talk. I never was a full-on stock guy. I wasn't. I talked about 3 stocks really, and occasionally something else if Ham brought it up, or I saw something. That's it. I just in the little circles I'm in. But I've never been the guy out there finding stocks. I've never been the guy out there charting. That's not me. And so if you guys want just stock market stuff from me, it's not going to happen. I'm only going to talk about stocks I really believe in and macroeconomics from time to time. That's, but I'm not a stock guy. I'm not. I can talk about the ones I believe in. I'm going to talk about Finger and DJT a little more in a bit, but if you're looking for me to just call out a bunch of companies, it's just not going to be me. I'm sorry for that, Michael. This is the wrong channel for that. And I'm sorry if you felt misled by how I started my channel, but I didn't mean to start with all that. It's just what people wanted to watch at first. And I had a lot of thoughts when they were all first, when I was first getting into all those and talking with you guys. So Edward Solomon says the Dems are still rigging down, but I know I can't get too much into it because YouTube, until Trump gets in, is still does not like talking about that stuff. But yeah, they're definitely getting some of the down ballot stuff. Hopefully, my hope is that it's investigated and some of those are overturned in the next year or so. Thank God we didn't have to settle on a candidate versus a liberal like we have to. Amen, Butters. We got a real candidate. That's right. I am going to talk, Matthew, about Finger and DJT pretty soon here. Donkey Rumble CEO say buy Google Chrome. I saw that. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know how he could afford it. Rumble doesn't have that much money, but that'd be pretty crazy if Rumble took over Google Chrome. I really don't see it happening though. Really don't see it happening. Bill Ferg, you're going to invest in online education stocks. C hasn't really discussed that much. Everything he usually discusses a few weeks later. Who's that? C hasn't really discussed that much. JD is one of the most masterful people with the JD Vance, one of the most masterful people with the media I've ever seen. He might be the best, period. Yeah, honestly. We'll see how he does over time if that continues. But yeah, I think JD might be the best political candidate with the media I've ever seen. Ken Griffin, investigate about new SEC. Amen. Brett, Kamal's new channel is going to do only Dems. That would be something else, wouldn't it? Oh man, that's funny. Smith, I haven't done like regular stock videos in 6 months. It's been a while. Yeah, Tim Pool's bald. It's really weird seeing him without his cap on. It's really weird. Yeah, I'll talk about Finger in a minute. We'll talk about the Shen interview. I just wanted to share a couple other things here, as this is what my thoughts are on mostly today. It's the culture stuff. And Charlie Kirk posted this today, and he absolutely nailed it. The left has stopped being cool, and it's destroying them. I mean, this sentence right here describes all of it. How long? I was talking. Oh, thanks, Smith. Okay, you're joking. Okay, I can never tell. It's hard to read when you know, like, it's when I'm just reading the chat. But this sentence right here is massive. Because for how long? Look, I'm a child of the 90s. Okay, I born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, and in the 90s, it was like my parents voted Republican, and we believed in their policies, but they weren't cool. It's always been until the last probably 10, 15 years, the Democrats had the cool. They had all the best celebrities, all the best music, all the best movies. It was always made by liberals. Always. If I went to, if I was going to go get good food somewhere, I'd go to a liberal city because that's where the food was going to be. That's where the good coffee and beer was going to be. They had the culture. Now, this is before they went crazy woke. This is before they went all in on the nonsense, when they were just regular weird liberals, you know, who I had disagreements on. They just want a bigger government, basically. It wasn't until Obama pushed them far left that they started becoming insane. before that, liberals had the culture. They just did. And that's why it was so hard to beat them because, you know, and there were, obviously back then too, the Republicans were the party of war. Even if I believed in their other policies, which was, you know, smaller government and pro-life, which I am, all that kind of stuff. The reasons I voted Republican, kind of biting my tongue the whole time, never having a candidate I loved, but they weren't cool. And I recognize that. I mean, I still talk to people about like, you know, thank God that we've gotten some culture on our side. But this is what's happening now. They've completely lost it. And I mean, guys, so much is up in this election. We're going to be dissecting everything that happened in this election and seeing the after effects of this election for decades. I'm telling you right now, there's such a shift right now. It's unbelievable. The left, they didn't just lose this election. They lost everything. They lost everything. They lost their hold on culture. They lost their hold on media. It's all gone now. It's all gone center and to center right. And that's devastating to them forever. They think they're going to come back for the next election, 2028. Good luck. You get election integrity bill in, you get that taken care of. You got now people, we already beat them with the rig once. And this time we beat the rig. We're too big to rig. Think about how much bigger it's going to be next time when more people are listening to alternative media, when less people are watching liberal, like cultural stuff. I mean, and involved in that. When more and more people turn away from it, they're no longer cool. They're no longer they're no longer the bullhorn telling us our marching orders of culture. It's gone. They lost it all. They lost DEI. They lost wokeism. I mean, it just keeps going. This was the election that destroyed them, because this election wasn't just about Trump winning. This election wasn't just about right versus left. This election was about the people getting their country back, common sense coming back to the country. And again, we're going to be looking back and so like we've already won so much more than we realize because we haven't seen it all manifest yet. But guys, think about in 2 weeks. It's been yesterday. No, today is Tuesday, right? It's been 2 weeks since the election. Think about how much has already changed. It's crazy. And again, it's just going to keep happening. How the hell they're still counting votes for 5 House races? It's insane. Slower than Mike Tyson's jabs. Exactly. Brad, we talk about stocks. Fun place to be. Takes the edge off the day. Thank you, Brett. Get the likes up. Thank you, Agent. Yeah, please like, share, subscribe. If you guys are new, appreciate it. And hey, consider joining for $3 a month just to support the channel and then get access to the Discord and the members' lives on the weekend. So thank you for that. Members' lives can go wherever. We could go deep dive. We go into crazy stuff, conspiracies, have some fun. Sometimes have some drinks, just go down crazy rabbit holes. You never know what's going to happen on a member's life. So those are fun too. Pensacola is the first settlement in the USA, 1559, destroyed by global warming hurricane. Brett, is the Church of Scientology going to be involved in the mass deportations? I doubt that. Nincompoop, you became a liberal because of Bush Jr., became a conservative because of Obama, Ron Paul, and Donald Trump. Love it. Love it. You know what? There's so many people like you, Nincompoop. So many people, especially because of the anti-war stuff. Pop Dole is not cool, JR. Now that's funny. It was LBJ got some involvement with Vietnam. Well, yeah, the war machine's been going on a long time, but the only people really outspoken against war were Democrats for a long time. Your kid loved Whoopi and Sister Act. Yeah, Whoopi was fun in the old days. She's hilarious in Ghost as well. Trust in liberal institutions across the board has collapsed to maybe 15% bets. Maybe even that. Yeah. What was her name in Star Trek Next Generation, Allan? Gaiden? Yeah. Bill Clinton and John Bon Jovi look like old lesbians in Cool Skull. Right? That's hilarious. Let me see here before we go on here. Did I have anything else I wanted to cover before I got to... Oh, I mean, look at this. Look at the mood that's changed in America. So this is Echelon Insights, another liberal pollster. How likely is the U.S. head in a better direction next year? 58% say yes. Guys, one of the things that killed Kamal's campaign was that the optimism for the country, is the country heading in the right direction, was only at like 25%. Biden's approval was under 40%. That's a swing of 25% to 58%. That's 33% swing just because of an election. So you get all the Trump voters in here, which is, I mean, according to this election, 50%. But is this really the real number, maybe? Or is there even liberals who didn't vote for him, who in the last 2 weeks are already seeing a difference and saying, you know what, I feel better about next year already. I mean, this is huge. These are huge numbers, massive numbers. The fact that America is feeling that good, that almost 60%, and this will continue to rise, tells us that we're changing everything. There's a vibe in the country of hope and optimism that hasn't been here since COVID, maybe before, since the financial crash of 2008. I mean, it's been a long time since we've had optimism in our country again, and it's already coming back. He hasn't even taken office yet. That's fascinating to me. And I told you guys I'd share this real quick. So here's Cenk Uygur. Look at him. He's actually talking to Donald Trump Jr. about ideas. It says, while the left is yelling at me not to work with MAGA, here's Donald Trump Jr. saying we should limit generals from working for defense contractors. Policy we've been pushing for and got nowhere with Democrats on. Who cares who does as long as it gets done? Oh, Cenk. His Anna Kasparian, his co-host on the Young Turks, already coming over. She's already leaving the left. Is Cenk next? I mean, the thing I'm saying, it's these people, this election showed so much to them that there's people who are, he probably won't fully come over, but if he's even at the point where he's like moderates his stances on stuff and we start getting common sense talk back from some liberals, it's going to create just a smaller and smaller little closet for all the crazies to hang out in, which loses their influence. It also fractures their party more, meaning they're going to be weak for a very long time to come. So I just thought that was fascinating. Oh, Guinan. That's it. Okay. Elon getting involved in InfoWars. I heard some about that. I haven't looked into it too much, though. William Broderick, have I read the book The Last President about Barron Trump? I haven't read it, but I researched it. Yeah, it's fascinating. Yeah, it's really interesting that this book about a Barron Trump character was written in the late 1800s. Pretty crazy. 10% of the fence sitters on the poll. Absolutely. California sells 690,000 uncounted ballots. That's crazy. Pull up Cenk's post where Elon replied to him. Okay, let me see if I can find it real quick. And then I'm going to talk about Finger and DJT. Let's see here. Here it is. I asked Elon Musk to put me in charge of kind of Pentagon. He said, what are your suggestions? I run the largest left-wing network online, and a Democratic leader has never asked me that question. Idea that they would take advice from a populace disdainful to them. That's crazy. And then he follows it up with this. Now, which side seems more open and inclusive? Which side seems more welcoming? Which side tries really hard to drive you away if you disagree even a little with orthodoxy? Which side is asking for suggestions? And which one's demanding compliance and obedience? Wow. Really calling out his own side. That's pretty wild. Think Anna's red pills penetrating TYT staff? Maybe. Tulsi was aligned with Bernie. Yeah, so was Joe Rogan. Lots of people were. They weren't aligned with Bernie, though, just because they want to be full-on socialists. They just aligned with him because he's an outsider, and he's very, he talks a good game. He talks very similarly to Trump when it comes to the working class and stuff. The problem is Bernie's solutions are ass. They are. But he talks a good game. Holidays are going to be stressful. Family's very liberal, says Smith. Vodka will be your best friend. God bless you, man. I'm so sorry for that. I can't imagine being in a liberal family. That's got to be tough. It's got to be tough. I don't know, Brandon. I didn't read the book. Russia and Hallworth. I don't know. U.S. Treasury is now at 59% recession by September. Next year? That seems too far for me. I think it's going to happen pretty quick. The John Cougar Mellencamp thing, I watched him on Bill Maher the other day. He's insane. That Mellencamp is completely gone. All right. So, guys, let's shift gears a little bit here. We have, this is Ham posting. So this interview came out today. I have not watched it. I look forward to watching it because I love William and Martin Shen. I think is a great CEO, great guy. And obviously I'm very interested in Finger. But here's some of the stuff, the highlights here. They only have 230 million naked shorted shares. That's crazy. Okay, so the Finger short squeeze is still very on. The setup is still insane. It's still insane that these prices, it's under $2. I mean, God bless it. Finger still seems to be a monster, and the company's not going anywhere. This CEO is very open and forthright with us. He's on the side of retail. We haven't seen anything shady from Finger Motion at all. Nothing. I've been following this company for almost 2 years now. Not one thing have I seen that's shady from them. He comes on, he speaks to us, the shareholders, has long form conversations for us. Very exciting. Very exciting. So check that out. And then the special dividend is on its way next month, according to Martin Shen. That special dividend we've been waiting for since March when it was first announced. So guys, that's huge. Special dividend coming in December. At a time when the market volatility is going to be very high. Already we got all this tension with Russia, all this stuff going on. The market doesn't like that. We have a new president coming in. It's going to get wild here in the stock market in the next couple months. So this is an excellent time. And it might just be like, when Trump didn't win in 2020 and won in 2024, sometimes the waiting is the hardest part, but it's the best part because you get something better than you expected. The timing of this dividend might be even better for us with the market the way it's going and with the pressure DJT is putting on everything. We have Trump calling out short sellers. We have Devin Nunes speaking up even more. We have all the attention on DJT. They're talking about buying this crypto exchange, getting into the crypto world. Listen, very, very interesting things are happening in the stock market right now in the world of short sellers. And these companies that are highly shorted, as long as they're not screwing us like Adam Aron's style, as long as they're not completely diluting their shares like GameStop, I think we're going to we should see sparks pretty soon here in the next few months, because as Trump comes in, SEC chair is going to be new. Policy is going to be new. DOJ will actually go after people. All that's coming. Plus, you have these companies getting in better shape financially themselves, better business models, dividends, which are huge. All this, it's a very exciting time to be in DJT and Finger, honestly, because if this is true, this dividend's coming. That's gonna really increase the price and increase the pressure on shorts. It really is. And knowing that they're all going to be being looked at here soon, the SEC's finally actually going to enforce the law. And on top of that, I told you guys the other night, I showed you some of the stuff with NVIDIA and the BTFP drying up. I mean, we're at the point we could see banks fail here soon. We could see NVIDIA, something crazy come out with that. That would collapse the stock market. So anyways, the point is that everything I've learned about the stock market over the last when did I first start getting in with AMC and learning about naked shorts and everything? 3.5, 4 years now. Everything I've learned, and knowing Ham personally, knowing William, Bam now, just all the things I've learned from these guys, everything. Pedro, everything is pointing to something big coming soon. It really is. And guess what? They're not going to have a they're not going to have a administration anymore who's going to be enabling them to kick the can down the road anymore. So get ready, guys. I'm telling you, start getting those exit plans ready. Start getting your how much are you willing to go in plans. And on top of that, I mean, we got to pray these things go soon, because it's going to be a really good time to get in crypto the next couple months before those things really take off. With everything Trump's doing, getting a crypto lawyer to be head of the SEC, possibly his own pushing on crypto, DJT getting into crypto. I mean, crypto is going to absolutely rocket soon. It is. And my hope has always been, my plan has always been, get in a couple of these stocks. Hopefully something big happens, and then roll into a lot into crypto as well as other things, diversify. But yeah, I mean, things are going to get really exciting here soon, even in a downturn, because I do think the economy is going to downturn. I do think the stock market's going to go through a correction, but even in that can be an opportunity for stocks to blow up that are shorted, naked shorted, as shorts are forced to cover because of liquidity issues. So those stocks can blow up. Then you get a bunch of other stocks that are super cheap because the market's correcting. You get all kinds of other opportunities because of the economy. And then if Trump does what he thinks he's going to do, it'll turn around quickly. So if we're cashed up, then the investment opportunities are going to become amazing. So just stuff to think about, guys. You guys do your own research. Think about it. This isn't financial advice, my own opinions, what I'm feeling, what I'm sensing and seeing for myself, but sharing it with you guys. Just, I'm excited. I'm very excited. I think the long suffering of all this is finally starting to wear down. Which is awesome. Agent Orange says, finger to switch auditors. That explains the weight on the dividend. GameStop charts look good. Awesome. I'm not getting into GameStop right now. All my money that could afford GameStop is going into DJT. So when's I can't tell you when, Ripster. Nobody can. But I'm watching very carefully. So I do think things are starting to boil in DJT. William Broderick says, average personal savings at an 80-year low compared to average income per year. That's wild. Only thing not looking good for Fingers loan they took out. But you know what? Loans don't bother me. That's normal business. Yeah, a loan doesn't bother me at all. So many companies operate on debt for so many years and still can blow up. So Brett says, completely agree with me on the naked short sellers, because Devin Nunes, sure, he talks to Trump about DJ talks daily or weekly basis. Absolutely. I would say at least weekly. And Videron coming soon. He has risen, said 14 straight months of record credit card debt increasing. It is insane. I agree. Dividend depends on new auditor. Okay. Hopefully the SEC doesn't. Might be Gary's gone by then too. Trump says no capital gains on U.S.-based crypto. Yeah, that's the other thing. That's huge. It'd be huge if they pull that off. Keith says 4 months of savings left. After that, you're done. Need this yesterday. Amen, brother. A lot of people are in your position. Hero, Bitcoin went over 93 before finishing over 92. I know Bitcoin had that big run recently. I don't know enough to say what I think is going to happen in Bitcoin, but I just have a sense that it's not going to have another big boost for a little bit, since that was kind of its election boost. But it might be a time to get a chance to get in before it really breaks out next year. That's my own thoughts, though. I don't know if I'm right on that. I'm gonna try to get my buddy Anthony on, because he's a crypto genius. Vidman Alex Becker says when Bitcoin levels off around 99, 93, many will dump and invest in altcoins. Yeah, see, I'm kind of worried about, not worried, that's the wrong thing to say. Bitcoin's at all-time highs. I kind of think there's going to be a back, what's the word I'm looking for? A pullback in Bitcoin before it goes up. Hopefully they get rid of Hester Pierce. I think they will. The kind of woman who have a Dutch oven and blade money. Bro, where do you come up with this stuff? Yeah. So Anyways, guys, I'm going to call it a night on that. It's late. So hope you guys enjoyed the show, though. Please like, share, subscribe. Greatly appreciate you all. Please consider joining if you want to support the channel and get in on the other the member benefits like Discord and members' lives. So other than that, let's end in a prayer and call it a night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. So Heavenly Father, thank you for today. God, thank you so much for the renewed hope and energy and excitement coming back to our country. And I just pray it continues. Keep Trump and the team safe till inauguration. Keep our country at peace. That every opportunity to try to get us into World War III or war with Russia is stopped in Jesus' name. And just bless everybody here and their financial decisions, God, so we can all prosper navigating these crazy times we're in. We thank you for getting us this far, and know that you're not done, and we're not done either. So we thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. Love you guys. Bless you. Let me see. Yeah, athletes doing the Trump dance is awesome. Max says, to be honest, it'd be best to receive dividend warrants shortly after we get SEC on our side. Maybe, and maybe that's how it'll go. So January 20th, guys, we're 2 months away from inauguration. So anyways, love you guys.